What's up, peeps? What's happening? Good morning. Who do we have in here? Jack the Pro, Dr. PXO first. He is first. Rye, what's happening? Leaf Clan leader. What's going on? Tanks me later. Primus, the newly engaged. Percy Jackson. AF Merc. Lone Wolf. Let's do some street talk. The original toxic booger. I don't know why that makes me laugh every time. Everything is going great. Crazy busy morning already this morning. It faithful. What's happening in the world and the land down under?
Welcome from Australia.
Grim Cobra. Monster Hunter. I appreciate that. I have new hats coming from my man, Bulldog. So I'm pretty excited about that. I keep looking for him every day now. Wish you luck on the interview I got later on. Nice. Best of luck, Grim. Best of luck, 100%. Guys, we got a lot to talk about today. Who saw the TikTok I just put out a few minutes ago, or the tweet I put out earlier this morning, or the Instagram story that I added? Anyone have any idea? Canada in the house. Glad you're here, Terry. Good morning, Sugarloo. It's always hot in Australia. I believe it. A lot of good rugby down there, though. And Australian rules football. Haven't been to Australia yet. My sister went a few years ago. I wanted to go. Saw the TikTok. Awesome. Do you remember what it was? The one I just put out? What was it about? Do I like rugby? I love rugby. I never play it. So Riven that I play with is a rugby player. He's a rugby player. Okay, what's the point? Primus, what's the point? What's up, Double? Here from TikTok? Okay, we got lots to talk about this morning on
Street Talk.
I don't know what I'm going to do with all of that. There you go. It's entertainment. Guys, listen, let's get started. Let's get right into this. This is a big topic because the question came up yesterday. How do I go about marketing myself in this world of esports and gaming? And it's an amazing question. It's a critical question, guys. It's a critical question. Because if you don't understand the foundation of what the industry is, it's very difficult to answer the question correctly. Sorry, my glasses are super smudged. Okay. There you go. Understand this premise, and we're going to build from there today. Esports and gaming, and every aspect, every facet is 100% an entertainment business. Whether you are a player on a competition stage, a coach there with a team, whether you're behind the scenes as a video producer or in front of a camera as a broadcaster, whether you're a game developer, it doesn't matter because 100% esports and gaming is an entertainment industry. Professional sports is an entertainment industry, right? So when you're a top quality player, you're providing top quality competitive entertainment, right? When you're a streamer, you're providing entertainment. When you work as a game developer, you're creating games that what? Entertain at some form. If you don't understand that and you don't get that and you think it's something different, then your efforts to market yourself and grow in that industry are going to suffer. You're going to find that you've been doing whatever for 2 or 3 years, and next thing you know, you don't have any changes or any significant gains. The other thing that's a harsh reality, not a harsh reality, but this is a reality. I saw this happen in the skateboard industry and the BMX industry when X Games came in and Tony Hawk started blowing up and all this money started pouring in. Oh, it's going to ruin our industry. It's going to be, it's going to change the vibe and the feel and the core of who we are. Good. Good. It needs to. It has to. That's the point, guys. So, sorry, I've got all kinds of weird messages blowing up on my phone. It needs to change that way. When you look at the sports entertainment, right, or the entertainment industry, we're talking about sports entertainment. When money flows in, these are business people. These are people that want to turn a profit. They want to invest in you as a player, as a team, as a venue owner, as a merch person, at whatever. Everyone's paying for entertainment, right? I'm going to make sure I try to keep up with comments as well. Okay. So we have that foundation, right? Esports and gaming is an entertainment industry. Now, if that's the case, how do you market yourself in this? Okay. So we talked yesterday about how big the industry is. Now, if you've seen other TikToks and content that I've put out, I talk about the fact that attention is the commodity that we exchange, that we're trading in, right? Wall Street trades in commodities, pork bellies, oil, whatever. We're trading in attention in our industry. And as we trade in attention, we have to, number one, be able to get the attention, and then number two, be able to keep the attention, and that's entertainment. So let's talk about comments like, I'll never make it in this industry because, Twitch is just saturated, or I'll never get seen as a gamer, or I'll never. So how do you get seen? Because there is this massive cloud of stuff happening. And once in a while, someone pops up through that cloud, right? And you see them for a second. But if you see them for a second, the next most important thing is to know, can I keep them after they see me and pull them into my world? And that boils back down to it being an entertainment value to the audience, the marketplace, to brands and investors and sponsors. You have to deliver something since you're in an entertainment industry that is entertaining enough to keep people's attention. Getting it is pretty easy. We're going to talk about the right way and the wrong way. Getting people's attention can be pretty easy, okay? When you look at someone on a soccer pitch in the UK and they run out streaking, right, naked across the field, you've got attention for an instant. And then after that, who cares? You go to jail. Who cares? Okay. Or you build the kind of attention that takes time and energy and consistency that delivers value. That's the kind of attention that people end up keeping. Okay. Now, Filthy's here. I'm glad you're here. So we're gonna address that as well, Faithful. So let's talk about. So the question is, you see it in chat. Sometimes I think it's stupid because when I stream, sometimes the only way to get view, you have to pay them. I understand the concept behind advertising, right? And advertising reach and spending money and getting people's attention. But in this industry, it's easier. You don't have to do that. So let's talk about how we build, how you market yourself. Number one, I want you to think with me for a second. Okay? I haven't paid anyone any money to come into my stream or pay attention to my TikTok. Now, I did announce a giveaway that I did not to buy views, because those are never loyal, but because I actually this Christmas want to change someone's life the way that my life was changed in 2009 by someone that gave me a leg up. Okay? Now, that did garner a lot of attention. That video has, I think, almost 900,000 views. But that being said, those are not loyal. Anytime you buy followers, buy views, buy people to engage with you, they're not loyal. And loyalty is a big key, because remember, we can get their attention. Here I am, my eyeballs are on you. But how do we keep the attention? And if you don't continue to provide value, in that attention that you've gained, then you lose it. It's not loyal. Buying it, I see people all the time, giveaways, and I'm going to, you can get this if you watch my channel or follow for follow. Guys, that's all bogus. It's fine to do that, but don't do it to increase your retention, because that's a different kind of a thing. All right, let's get back to some really basics here. Let's get back to some basics. Number one, don't leave anything to chance. In other words, everything that you do to market yourself has to be calculated. If you think that you are just unique and different and talented enough to be discovered, you're going to sit around waiting to be discovered forever. Okay? It happens in professional sports. I mean, if you look at a professional soccer player, that soccer player's gone up through the ranks for many years, developing skills, and then having continuing to develop the skills in a way that produces a result that's attractive to people at the next level. Too many times we want to sit in the gaming industry and just play games with our friends in front of a camera and stream, or, go into small tournaments or whatever, or just, brag about how good we are without doing anything to promote in a calculated way why those are valuable in the marketplace, why those are valuable to keep people's attention. Okay, now, I agree nothing ever happens overnight, because it really doesn't. It really doesn't. It's let's take a case in point. I don't care whether you love, hate, don't give a rip about. What's up, Master? Tyler Blevins, Ninja. I don't care. That's not the issue, but let's reverse engineer Tyler for a second. What is it about Ninja? Because that's the key here. How did someone get to that point of success? And how can we replicate that process and apply it to what we're doing? Okay? Now, number one, Tyler has been streaming for a really long time. Okay? 9 or 10 years. He's put a lot of time in. He was, when streaming was still, just in TV before Amazon bought it, turned it into Twitch. When you reverse engineer the process, you begin to look at, okay, he's put time in. It didn't happen overnight for him. That's a big qualifier. That's a big thing you have to put into the mix. Number two, he is a quality player. When he was with Luminosity, they won a Halo World Championship. That got attention. Why? Because as a champion, people want to watch and put you in situations, because we like to watch high-level competitive play. But when that was passed, people will say, oh, well, it was all Fortnite. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's reverse engineer that, because we're talking about marketing yourself, right? Two things happened. After Tyler Ninja had put in all of this effort for years, competitive play, streaming, all the stuff that he did, something happened so playing Fortnite's explosion was a big launching pad, but he'd already put in a ton of work. He wasn't a brand new streamer trying to figure it out, and this game came along, okay? Next thing happened is that Drake, however that situation came to be, played with him. And at the time, it was record-breaking. It was like 230 or 250,000 concurrent viewers, okay? Now, people will say, well, he was lucky. He'd been working really hard for a long time, and his efforts had gotten him noticed, so much so that what? Someone like Drake, or someone, in his representation camp or whatever, said, hey, this kid's got a lot of attention. I want to participate in that attention. Let's come in and do something as a collaboration, and let's see where it goes. You understand the building process to that? Okay, now, if you get that, opportunity doesn't come to you, okay? You develop an ability to be prepared for the opportunity, all right? And we'll get into that. I stream on Facebook, but I get paid for views and followers, almost 2K followers, and the company's trying to make you famous by paying. Yeah, it's just, listen, don't ever pay for followers or viewers. They're not loyal. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's get back to Tyler. Okay, so Tyler gets all this attention. If you think about, let's break down even further. The basic setup, Tyler changed his setup. Tyler changed his camera angles. Of course, later on, he got sponsored by, Red Bull, and they bought Black Magic in, and the equipment and whatnot. But I'm talking before that. Everything that Tyler did became calculated because it needed to be. So what's he famous for, or was famous for? His blue hair. Putting a headband on every time he won a game. Doing the pon-pon dance before he couldn't do it anymore because of DMCA. Do you understand that there is something that becomes very important that when you market yourself, you have to be able and be willing to do? Create something that is consistently memorable. Consistently memorable. You get what I'm saying? You consistently knew that Ninja was going to have blue hair at the time. You consistently knew that when he won a game, you were anticipating seeing him put his headband on. And when he won the first game, he did the pon-pon. Every single day, day in, day out. We as people, we as an audience, we as viewers like consistency. We like predictability in our entertainment. We want to know and go that where we want to go somewhere and understand that there's going to be a good game played, or I'm going to expect this level of entertainment, right? And we become very fickle about that. Okay. Regardless, and I understand what you're saying, Filthy. I understand. Ninja has changed, in my opinion, after all the things since he went to Mixer and all the stuff that's happened. I get what you're saying, but we're not talking about where he's gone. We're talking about how he got to where he was and how you can apply some of the principles and conditions in your efforts to grow in this industry, right? This is a really important point. Okay, now, when you understand and you reverse engineer certain things, look at your own stream. Let's pick someone else, okay? Someone that became, I'm talking about streamers in particular, and then I'm going to talk about someone like Faker, okay? Think about Dr. Disrespect. Irregardless of what's happening in the legal issues with his battles with Twitch and the ban and all this stuff, who cares? Dr. Disrespect, whether you love him or hate him, created a consistent experience. Do you understand that, how important that is? A consistent, entertaining experience for the viewer, for the audience. Now, he created a persona, right? That's not how he really looks when he's off camera, unless he's at an event. But he created a persona, one that we liked the way that it looked, the way that it sounded, and he's a decent player, but it was less on the scale. It was a consistent experience. You get that? You see how important that is? Now, not everyone has to be a persona or a character. Please understand. Let's talk about someone like Faker. Here's something, and I'll talk about me. If you know Faker, he's the number one rated, I think he still is, number one rated League of Legends player in the world. Go watch his stream sometime. He'll have 40, 50,000 people watching him play, and he has no engagement with his audience. Why? Reverse engineer it. What Faker, I mean, the times I've watched him, I probably watched him for an hour and a half. I don't think he said more than 1 minute worth of words or engagement with his audience. But that's not why his audience is there. What does Faker provide to the marketplace that is consistent for that audience? What is it? The highest level gameplay. That's his consistency. He is the top ranked player, and people tune in to watch him play. Okay? We talk about, so you're mentioning Nick Merckx, Tim the Tapman. Love or hate Nick Merckx, Tim the Tapman, and we're talking about a lot of streamers because that's a really hot topic for a lot of people. You know, Nick Merckx, what's Nick famous for, like in his gameplay? Isn't it this? Like for the longest time, wasn't it like you just saw his eyeballs on the top of his hat, right? But you got a consistent, predictable experience, okay? And his gameplay is really good. I actually got killed by Nick Merckx in Warzone last week. I did. I got kicked. He was fighting with, or he was playing with, I think there were two different matches. I think he was playing with Dr. Disrespect. He clearly wasn't streaming on Twitch because I went and looked. I wanted to see him kill me. But I did get killed by Merckx in a lobby. Thank you, Evil. I appreciate it. By the way, wish Evil Entities happy birthday today. Right now, it's his birthday. It's his birthday. That was the first time second time I've ever been killed by like a famous player. That was the second time. And what's funny is Riven almost killed him in the engagement we had. But then we ended up getting killed. I got killed first. Yeah, so happy birthday to Evil. Okay. Now get to streaming, you nerd. Okay, now, listen. We're talking about reverse engineering people that have become very well known in this industry. And streamers is an easy one to pick on, right? You could look at Pokimane, there are a lot of people you could look at that provide a consistent experience. But the question now is, how do you get there? So let's talk about me. It's interesting because I look at everything from the positioning of my camera as a streamer to my setup, to my lighting. All of those basic elements have to be in play. But the other thing that I recognized is unique about me, and you have to capitalize on this, right? So it's full transparency here. Number one, I own an esports organization. That makes me unique, even though it's not fully off the ground yet. We're just starting, but still, I'm in a facility that makes me stand out. That's an advantage. That's a calculated advantage, okay? Number two, I'm not a 22-year-old streamer or gamer. I'm not saying anything negative about 22-year-old gamers or streamers or people in this industry. I'm saying that I'm not. I'm unique in the sense that at 57, there aren't many people like me that would start an esports org, work on promoting gaming and esports opportunities in the industry, be willing to stream. So that makes me unique. I'm a married guy that's non-toxic. I've been married for 32 years. My wife and I have raised 6 kids. I'm non-toxic, and I promote a positive environment in gaming. That makes me unique. You understand the calculation here? I think it's very important, but my values, I hold to them very strictly. We had someone hop in chat yesterday that was weird, weirdly kind of toxic, asking strange questions, and I banned him. That's a consistency effort. You can't, when you hold a standard in what your audience expects, you have to expect it. We'll get into streaming basics maybe this week in terms of, or streaming specifics about how this applies. Now, once you understand, find something that makes you and your brand unique and be consistent with that. Yes. But you also want to be aware of, is that uniqueness that you think you're creating truly unique? Right? Is it truly unique? Now, with me, one of the things, this is funny. I'm going to get myself in trouble for saying this with my wife. Because we're talking about authenticity. That's kind of what we're talking about here, right? When I started growing the beard, I've wanted to grow a yeared, right? That's a 1-year beard. So if you're in kind of the beard culture, that's kind of, not many people take it to that length. What's funny is my wife's expecting me to shave it off in a year, but I don't know that the brand is going to let me do it. I'm not sure. I like it a lot. I'm not sure. So, but you have to look at, it gives people, when you walk in somewhere, I'm reading comments, and let me turn my fan on. Hold on. I want you to think about something. If you walked into a room, okay, when you talk about marketing yourself, how deep into the year? I just finished 7 months. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, 7 months. I'm 7 months in. Long live the beard. Thanks, Magnum. He's a beard guy, too. If Ninja walked into a room, if Muhammad Ali walked into a room, if name some person that's famous walks into a room, you understand that there's something different about their level of confidence or their appearance, or they stand out in some way, and that's attractive. It's not attractive is the wrong word. What's the right way to go with this? Create something that is consistently. It's a hard point to make. I don't want you to feel like you have to create a persona like Dr. Disrespect. Let me be clear. I do want you to understand that you have to create a unique as possible while remaining authentic to you experience. Okay? Now, when you've calculated what that is, for me, for example, I like the beard. Dollar Shake Up, send this man sponsorship. I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Muhammad Ali, legend. Where was I going with that? When you do all these, when you calculate what it is, I was going to say, for example, so I like flat brim hats. People are sending me hats now. I have the beard. I wear my blue blocker glasses, my camera set up, my experience, the way it's all very calculated and planned as I continue to develop. It has to be. If you just treat it, I mean, for example, go look at any big performance. If you've been involved in any kind of world-class event or behind the stage at a concert or whatever, everything is calculated and planned. No one just shows up and says, hey, let's do this. Okay? There's always planning and preparation to be able to make sure that you deliver a product to the marketplace that's very valuable. Now, I want to move into, I hope that makes some sense, okay? Figure out what it is, make sure it's authentic, start to make it consistent in your efforts, okay? Whether it's consistent gameplay and you're showing and demonstrating how you're improving as a player, whether you're purely educational and, if you're a Devin Nash and you're producing all kinds of statistical content, if you're a gaming resource that talks about, meta changes and whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you're a video producer or a broadcaster, make sure that you provide a unique, authentic, and predictable experience to your audience in some way or to that role in that industry in some way. Okay, now, Riven knocked you out of the... He did. Wolf. He knocked Wolf out. Poor Wolf. Okay. You have to be calculated. Let's leave it at that for now. Let's go to the next thing. What tools are available to you to actually grow, right? Now, when we talk about growing in this industry, I get comments all the time on my TikToks and things that I'm putting out there that, I've been streaming for 2 years and I still have 3 viewers, or, I'm on TikTok, I don't get anything. When you understand that you're working on the calculated side to produce a predictable experience, please hear me when I say experimentation is massively critical. You've got to just throw tons of content out there and see what gets traction, because it doesn't matter whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, it doesn't matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, Lone, here comes Lone with gifted. I don't have the alerts and the just chatting screen. 5 gifted. Wait. Oh, 5 gifted by Filthy. He's already starting. Well, wrong one. I need to take a picture so that I can get all the names on the hat. Guys, we had almost 90 gifted subs yesterday. It was insane. I need to take a picture so I can get everyone on the hat. Filthy, thank you so much. Guys, if you are, well, you can see who got gifted. If you're one of those, let me get back to this so we can make sure we get it done on time. Okay. Too many people are too concerned about putting content out. It's got to be just right. It's got to be just right. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't, because you can't predict what the algorithms are. Primus with 5 gifted. You guys are insane. You guys are insane. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm taking another picture because I got to get everyone on the hat. I got a lot of names to put on the hat. We are filling the hat up. Primus, thank you so much. Thank you. Nothing has to be perfect. We don't live in a world anymore where the old days, like when I first started marketing in the software industry years and years ago, you got to have polished messages and things have got to be shiny and got to be perfect. And hello there, my name is Street Taco Eater, and I'm glad you're here. I want you to know, dude, just put it out. It's so easy to put content out. Now, when I say that, there are all kinds of resources. If you want to see Gary Vaynerchuk's, he put out a slide deck of like 180 slides or something about how to put 100 pieces of content out every day. He tells artists all the time, listen, if you're a musician, you want to make it, put out a song a day, right? I mean, you understand that's the work that goes in. It's not the amazing quality anymore. It's transitioning to volume, because you need to be able, you can't predict what an algorithm is. I don't care if anyone tells you that you think they can or they think they can't. And TikTok is one of the most complicated, unpredictable algorithms I've seen in that social media world. And I've been watching it and around it for a long, long time since it started. Now, it means putting work out, okay? Now, I want to get to a topic that's going to be a little bit sensitive, okay? So I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but you know the context that I'm speaking on. When you put content out and you're building your brand and you're working through the predictability of everything that's happening, you've got to know that there are two kinds of attention. We talked about this in the beginning. There's a right way to get attention that lasts, that is the long game, and there's a wrong way to get it, that's the short game, okay? Now, the short game is run out on the soccer field naked, streaking, and you get attention, then you get arrested and you go away and you're irrelevant, okay? There's also in our world, okay, I'm trying to be really careful. My wife tells me to be careful. There's a shock value. You can be shocking in front of an audience and you get their attention for a bit. But when you have nothing on the back end to deliver but more shock, someone will shock more. Someone will come up and do something more vulgar or more vile or more shocking. That's a race to the bottom. And those people never win. They get their 15 minutes of fame, but they never win because that's an easy race to win by someone else. It's an ever-changing kind of a thing. So let me just make sure, because I saw Adobe. My generation, from what I've seen, hates well-refined messages. We want raw. We want real. We don't care about what you like. And exactly. This is exactly my point, okay? We're so concerned about putting out polished messages anymore. Even the YouTube videos. So I uploaded yesterday's episode. I didn't even edit it. I cut it off. I put it out there. A lot of my content is just very raw. It does have to be contextual to the platform, and we'll talk about that. But let's get back to the fact that you can shock, but it never lasts. You can build, because remember, so let me give you kind of an example. My oldest son wants to be a tennis pro. He just went to Miami yesterday. He's moving to Miami. He's going to be a tennis pro teacher. He wants to get on the pro circuit. He's working really hard. He said, hey, can we do a video together and, leverage your audience and your TikTok and whatnot and talk about what I'm going to be doing? And I said, we can, but here's the thing. There's nothing for them to see yet to keep the attention. So when you get someone's attention, I'm shocking, I behave this way, I dress this way, I say these things, whatever. What are you going to do once you have their attention to keep their attention? Because a lot of the times when we're scrolling through content, it's just what's most shocking. And then you come across people that are putting out quality and you're like, maybe I should take a look at that. I keep seeing this guy or this girl or this person talking about this or that. Maybe I should take a look. That takes longer time, but we don't have patience for that, right? We want to be multimillionaires, which you really don't want to be for most people, trust me. It's not happening fast enough. I need to do something to get it to happen fast. Forget it. Who cares about fast? If you're, for example, in your 20s, you got all the time. I'm 57 and I'm patient. I know I'm in this for the next 20 years. If you're in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, you've got so much time. So stop trying to shock people. You think that's the way to get the attention, because when you have their attention, they're going to go look in your content and they're going to see that you have or don't have value. And if your value is always shocking, again, that's an easy race to lose. It's an easy race for someone to be more shocking. Does that make sense? It's really, really, really important to understand. So what's the alternative? The alternative is that you turn into someone that provides quality content to the audience that keeps them coming back. Now, I talked in the beginning, I made this point, understand that attention is the commodity we trade. Our eyeballs and millions of eyeballs is what people are interested in having. When you have that attention and you can keep it, I've said this in videos, where attention goes, opportunity follows. Where opportunity goes, money follows. Do you understand that principle? In an entertainment industry, the attention goes to you putting quality entertainment out. What kind of entertainment is there? Let's see. The rapper 6ix9ine with troubles. All the shock music running around, the legal troubles. You really aim to keep them going. Exactly. You can get someone's attention, but if you want to build a legacy, you've got to keep putting out value. So if you say I'm a top level player like Faker, or name any in any specific game, if that person puts out consistently high quality play and then transitions maybe into analytics or coaching or being a team or org owner, Over time, they've developed a quality, predictable experience that you want to be a continuing part of, right? Coming out like, you look at someone like, take Booga, who won the World Cup, the Fortnite World Cup last year. He's 17 now. What's he going to do to continue once he's had that attention? He's obviously a great player, but can he replicate that gameplay over and over and over, or is he going to move into other things? Okay? So look at how you're going to produce. If you want to be behind the scenes as a video producer, how many events are you a part of? How many video production experiences can you demonstrate that you've had, or do you turn that into a teaching? If you're not in front of the camera, you're behind it, do you turn that into a teaching opportunity? Whatever it is you're really, really good at or passionate about, it has to have value to that audience, and then you grow the audience based on that value. It has to be a continuation of good value. That's how you win in the end. When you have that kind of experience, that kind of attention on you and what you're doing, then other people want it. Let's just take, for example, let's say that that G Fuel, right? Everyone talks about G Fuel in esports and gaming. Do you think G Fuel wants their brand in front of someone that controls an audience of 3? Doesn't make any sense. There's no value to them. Do you think, well, let's look at Red Bull with Ninja. Why would Red Bull spend so much money on Ninja? Because he has millions of people, millions of eyeballs on him. And if they're on him and they see him drinking, you guys know how it works. It's not magic. They see him drinking Red Bulls. What are they likely to want to do? I love Ninja. Ninja drinks Red Bull. I'm going to drink Red Bull. It's not a secret as to how this works. Do you understand? It's not magic. You have to just reverse engineer, take apart the pieces, see why they do what they do, and then rebuild it in your own personal brand, in your own personal efforts, and anything that you're doing. That's what gets missed. I hear all the time. Let me tell you something. Like, let's talk about streamers for a second, right? Streaming is not you playing video games with your friends in front of a camera. That's how most people treat it. And that's why I say that Twitch or Facebook gaming is not saturated, because that's where most of the people are. If you step up your game and understand the basics of how the successful people have succeeded, then you rise above very quickly. Now, let's get back to these platforms in the way that you have to use them. Let me explain something. That sticking with one platform, whether you're a streamer, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on YouTube, whatever it is not enough anymore. It's not enough. Now, you may have a platform that's really popular that you're really kind of rocking in, okay? Like for me right now, TikTok is really taking off. But here's the reality. I was reminded I had to get back to Twitter. I had to get back to Instagram. I had to get back to YouTube. I'm not on Facebook. I've done so much on Facebook over the years. I don't really care for that platform. I've done some stuff on Snapchat. Here's what's important. It's not about you being amazing on a platform. It's about you putting information and content out that drives everything to what your main product is, okay? Like a Twitch stream, or I'm a broadcaster, or I'm a top player. You want to get people's attention in different ways, because not everyone watches Twitch. Not everyone's on TikTok. Not everyone's on Facebook. Not everyone's on YouTube, okay? You've got to be there. Here's a really important point, okay? You love the new Apple update? Yeah, it's done some cool things. This is a really important, this is, you got to understand this. The platforms change. What happened to Vine? Gone. Turned into, right? Everything changes. Right now, TikTok is a popping app. Love it or hate it, doesn't matter. But in 2 years, it's going to be something different. There'll be something else that comes out, and that'll be all the rage. The people that aren't willing to put content out on all the channels miss on the opportunities. If I had treated TikTok, okay? If I had treated TikTok like a platform for my 17-year-old daughter, and that's all that it was for, I'd have missed out on massive opportunity and massive attention that we're able to gain from that. You understand how important that is? So all of these things, and then we'll move on to kind of the final point here. Let me make sure I'm staying on time. Okay. Create a predictable experience and know what that predictable experience is for you and make it authentic. Please don't try to be something that you're not. People are going to see right through it. And in today's market, it's not, they're going to be intolerant of it. Okay. Now, number 2, with that predictable experience, put mass amounts of content out on all kinds of platforms. okay? That content has to be valuable, not just to you. This is one thing that gets missed too, guys, and this is for younger people. What's up, Bulldog? Where are my hats? I can't wait for my Bulldog hats. Absolutely, that's okay. You can tweet me out all day long. Okay. So, where was the point I was going to go with that? I don't remember. We'll get to another point. When you are putting out, this is what I was going to say. This is what's great about today's world that didn't exist. This will be maybe tomorrow. Let me think. I wonder if we can turn the whole episode into just live streaming. Not just Twitch, but just the concept of live streaming and what it's doing to the marketplace. Let me give you a hint. When you put content out, what's very unique about the world today is that the feedback from the marketplace is immediate. It's immediate. It's not like doing a Facebook ad or a magazine ad or a news ad, and you've got to wait for all this time for analytics and sales and use my code, TV.442 and, to get a discount. Those are all marketing methods to understand what kind of traction your efforts are getting. In today's world, with live streaming, with instant feedback, with being able to put clips out, right away. Right away what the efforts are bringing as a result because you can see it. Put a video out. Look, I've had videos I have a video out, the one talking about the non-toxicity, that is, I don't even know now, 220,000 views. It just blew up. I mean, who knew? And I knew it instantly that there was something of traction there. So you start analyzing it and you start breaking it down. Okay? The important concept with that, I see another Prime sub. Thank you so much. Glenn. Thick Glenn. I appreciate that. There it is right there. Let me get a picture so I make sure that you are a WOG on the hat. There's so many coming in now. If you don't know what that is, if you don't know what a WOG is, it's a white hat original gangster. Right? Name goes on the hat once, and the hat's almost full. Once it's full, it's retired. We actually Rye actually in chat made a recommendation. Maybe we replicate this hat if we can and make it available for sale. Okay. So, where was I again? The feedback loop. Don't be afraid to throw stuff out there and have it fail. I mean, all that does is tell you, okay, that direction didn't work. I made so many changes. I've made so many changes from the time that I started this concept. Jack and Nyla, Jack Ray, my director of program development, awesome guy, amazing Overwatch coach, has been with me since the very beginning about 2 years ago. And the concept and the things, the strategies have changed and been tweaked along the way because we see what works and what doesn't work. A major problem, please understand, a major problem is you keep trying to force feed something that you want the audience to like and they don't. In this world, the reaction ability to things that you put out on stream, on social, on podcasts, whatever, you get a pretty immediate feedback. It either succeeds or it doesn't, or something happens in an algorithm and it pops and you see that it succeeds or doesn't. That is incredibly valuable to helping you understand and continue to develop your brand, your message, and the results that you're looking to get. If you're not willing to do that, and let me just speak on something too that's really kind of critical. When you build a personal brand, or you're working to build a personal brand, market yourself in the world of gaming and esports, you have to be ready. You're not going to like this. Most people don't like this. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to be okay with haters. You're going to have to be okay with comments. You're going to have to be, there's so many things that you're going to have to be willing to let go of, insecurities. It's why you hear Gary Vaynerchuk and other people talk about self-awareness, because it's really hard. Let me make another point here, that when you're building your personal brand, you're trying to create success in this industry for yourself in marketing. You have to not care about followers. You have to not care about comments, good or bad, and how they affect you and how you feel about yourself or what you're doing. What you have to do is take those comments as ways to change the directions. That's really working. That's getting traction. That's not working. That's not getting traction, whatever it is. But if you look at it like, woo, man, I got 20,000 people commented, they are not liked, and I've got all these followers, but you haven't done anything to earn them, then what's the value? The people that tell you great things are important because you hope that that's what they're seeing and it's actually happening. But it's just as important the people that tell you negative things. In my opinion, it's actually more important. The people that tell you negative things are the ones that identify. I understand there's toxic people and people that want to be trolls and basement bullies. That's all right. We'll send them back to the basements and the bridge. We get that. But understand there's always truth in negativity. It may just be their opinion. I don't like the way you wear those glasses. I don't like, you're stupid for playing this game. You've got to be able and willing to look at those and take information out of it. Whether or not you agree or disagree, you've got to find why someone, especially if more and more people say it in a way, why it's being said. And then decide for yourself if it's true and it affects a change or a necessary change in what you're doing. I'll read through a bunch of chat here. You might not be able to do the hat design without written consent with Nintendo. Not this hat. I'm not doing this hat. I wouldn't redo this hat. I'm doing this hat, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, they're not going to copyright clothing. That's not because they want the brand out in the world. This is free advertising for Nintendo, by the way. You don't think they love that? That's not the issue. I bought the hat. I own the hat. They love the fact that I'm wearing it. Okay, so let's finish up with, let's kind of tie this all in together. You know that you need to create a predictable experience, okay? The way you look doesn't have to be fancy or a persona. It just has to be consistent. The way you behave, the message you bring out, and the quality of that message. You know you have to create those things. How you continue to develop the quality of that message and experience is watching the feedback, reading the comments, good and bad, not caring about likes and follows, okay? Don't use that as a measure of self-esteem because it'll crush you, because when it changes, what are you left with? If your followers or views drop, I'm a bad person, or I'm terrible, or I'm not good enough, or nobody. That's not true. You just stopped producing something that was of value to the marketplace. You guys understand the significance in that point? Well, no one's watching me. I'm no good. That's not the case. You're just not producing something in the market that they want, that the marketplace wants, that we want to consume. And if you are, you just haven't done enough work on the other platforms and other ways to let people know that it's there. Because once they find that it's there, it will grow. But if you're saying, I'm not good, it's not you. Guys, every one of you can do this. Every one of you can do this, okay? If you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to be numb to the views, except in the fact that it helps you determine right or wrong in the message and the things that you're trying to develop, okay? All right, now, pre-ordering the WOG hat. I don't even know if I can do the WOG hat. What's up, Godfather? Okay, now, so when we talk about, let's just wrap this up and we'll see if you guys have specific questions. What was the purpose of this episode? It's how do I market myself in the industry? So what's the takeaway? Number one, you have to understand that everything is measurable, reverse engineerable, and has to be paid attention to. You have to have a plan, an adjustment, a reason behind everything you do. I promise you. Once you have that, then you've got to start developing what that brand message is. You have to provide a predictable experience for Dark. Thank you so much for the tier 1, 4 months. I appreciate that. You have to provide a predictable experience, okay, in some way. And that will evolve until eventually it becomes something. It doesn't have to be right out of the gate, but provide a predictable experience in the work that you do, in the performance that you provide, in the entertainment quality. Because remember, we started off, I keep forgetting to bring that up, we started off with you having to understand that gaming and esports is an entertainment industry, and the marketplace wants entertainment. We're going to do an episode, maybe we'll do it tomorrow, maybe we'll do it, what is today, Tuesday, Thursday. We're going to talk about, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you yet. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. So you provide that predictable experience. You then begin to use the tools around you to bring attention to that experience and continue then to provide that value to the marketplace in that experience so that you're not just shocking them. You're not just buying followers and views. You're actually providing content that people want to come back and engage in. That will bring opportunities because you're controlling attention. That will bring money with the opportunities. And it's that simple, guys. It's a process. It's what I love about. It's what I love about math, right? I love science. I love math. Science discovers, math proves. Science discovers things. Math proves the validity of it. Reverse engineering efforts in this world is not magic. No one succeeds in this business because it was magic. I promise. No one got lucky. Tell me someone that got lucky. Oh, they're just so lucky. And go back and reverse engineer what they did to get to that point of being lucky. No one pours money or opportunity into someone unless there's a reason that benefits them. What's in it for them? What's in it for an advertiser? What's in it for a sponsor? What's in it for a team? What's in it for a job, a business owner? Okay? You always have to be thinking about what you're providing that's of value to them. Okay. Math. I love math. I love math. Keep going another hour. Woo, that's a long time. Can we talk about this stuff for another hour? All right, guys, right now, what questions do you have? I mean, I'll keep going if you guys want me to keep going. What questions do you have? Let me unlock the door so that Riven can get in when he comes. Hold on. And when I say what questions do you have, let's be specific about how you build your brand, what you, how you succeed in this business. 'Cause that was the topic of today. How do you build a brand? I mean, we can keep expanding. Trust me, I have 50 hours of stuff I could talk about right now. Riven, the star of this show. Look, ladies here. Lady Sally, you didn't return my message. It kind of hurts in here. I messaged you yesterday, but I'm glad you're here. Lady Silas rocks. Go follow her stream. Apparently, she likes Riven better than me. That's why she doesn't return my messages. When did you have the amount of what your... Oh, when did you have the aha moment of what your content and brand was? That's a great question. That's a great question. By the way, I was at the grocery store when you texted, and that was past your... There's no past my bedtime. You know that. So that's a great question. And by the way, I did get Riven ice cream. He's going to be surprised when he gets here. When did I have the aha moment? I haven't. I'm having it every day. I say that. That's a really good question. What is an aha moment in your brand and what you're doing? I knew that being my age, being my situation, bringing my business, coaching, life, competitive athlete experience from 35 years in the business and competitive sports world or more, whatever it is now, I knew that was unique and I had something of value to provide. I'll tell you this. I'll be full transparent. It's an evolution. I love hats. I wear Vans tennis shoes. I wear Stance socks. That's all I wear. I wear this one type of pants. I have 3 colors. It's all I wear. I have like 12 pair of them. I'm kind of trying to change my shirts and whatnot from just wearing black shirts all the time. My wife wants me to change. So I was developing what was authentic to me. I grew up as a skater and BMX, and so that's why, and surfing, that's why these kinds of things were natural to me. I've always loved wearing hats. I've always wanted a beard, and I like the fact that people like the beard. I mean, whether they like it or not doesn't determine whether or not I like it. I wanted to grow a beard, and my wife is not a huge fan, but we'll work through it. So there wasn't really... The aha moment for me was I've been a gamer since 1978. And I've watched the gaming and esports, which is new. Esports is very new. The industry start to come to life very closely for the last 10 years. And I knew something was evolving and something was happening. And when I felt like I saw the massive vulnerability in the industry, which was the funnel of development opportunity to develop pathways that would lead to jobs and income and career opportunities. I pounced on that. That was an aha. I was like, okay, it's time. It's time to go. In terms of my brand, I've always been who I am. If you see me at home, this is who I am. I'm not Dr. Disrespect here and then someone different at home. This is me 24/7. Ask my kids, ask my wife, anyone that knows me. This is just me. So it wasn't really an aha moment. It's more a small path of discovery along the way of how I could modify what's getting traction, what's not getting traction, what do I change, what do I not change. And so that's probably the more important answer. To find those teams, join okay. I think it's best to have one channel. Two is too much for one person to manage. That's a whole other conversation. Very good point by Lady. I want your opinion on this. I went to a local PC con to do some advertising for my PC company. I met a rep from a company with rhymes that rhymes with Borsair. I asked him if I started streaming and incorporated streaming in my PC business for marketing, what would need to get a sponsorship. I was told focus on viewer loyalty because 100 loyal viewers will buy more merch, sponsored products, etc. Over 2,000 viewers don't care. So what's your take on that? I agree 100% with a couple of adjustments in that comment. Understand, growing on TikTok. I think we need to talk about growing on TikTok maybe just as a topic on its own. What do you guys think? We could get into it. I want to answer this question from Doughboy. So when you talk about when you talk about sponsorships, right? This is a really tricky subject. What you have to know is that everyone tunes into what's in it for me. WIFM, what's in it for me? If I'm the company, hashtag not sponsored by Corsair, though I use Corsair keyboards and mice. If you want them to sponsor you, there has to be a reason for them. There has to be an ROI. You guys know what that is, a return on their investment. Whether they're going to invest money in free products, whether they're going to invest money in sponsoring you and giving you more attention and whatnot, there has to be a massive, massive benefit back to them. And the only massive benefit back to them is if you control an audience, like they said, that is loyal and will buy merchandise. Okay? If no one buys their merchandise, then you're of no value to them. It's a poor return on investment. That's why it goes back, guys, what I'm talking about. This is really critical to understand that when you control attention, that's the commodity of today's digital age. That's it. Attention. The more attention you control, the more opportunity that comes. Let's go back to, and this becomes a sensitive, so when I talk about Ninja, I'm a little discouraged or disappointed maybe in how Ninja's kind of gotten away from what he was building as a brand. When he was at his peak on Twitch, when he was at his peak with Fortnite, when he was doing all of that, he became very brand-able, very brandable to the marketplace. And it brought a lot of opportunity and a lot of money. Look what's happened since. He's a multimillionaire because Mixer did this big contract, which of course collapsed. He was on that Masked Singer show. He's been in a movie clip. He's doing other movie stuff. He signed with all the opportunities came for one simple reason. One simple, quantifiable, measurable reason. He controlled a massive audience. 26 million subscribers on YouTube. No one else has that. In the industry. I mean, Nick Merckx doesn't have 26 million. Tim the Tap Man doesn't have 26 million. Dr. Lupo doesn't have, right? He controlled a massive audience's attention who became very loyal. Why do you think Adidas did a contract with him? Why do you think that Target or Walmart or whatever it is put all of his stuff? Why did bobbleheads do a bobblehead of him? Why did Fortnite put a skin in the game? You think they just do it because, I like him, he's a nice guy? No, everyone is self-interested. It's a ROI positive experience for whoever comes in. But until you build and gain that and do it, until you have some way in the long run, not the short one, to gain attention, no one's interested. It's not a good business investment. It's not ROI positive. You guys, that's all that it is. It's super, super simple. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. A lot of players, aspiring pros, not just streamers, so we should have, we explain the pipeline, the current best practices. Yep. Tips on TikTok, we're going to have a whole episode on that. Story times that better, yeah, we're gonna talk. I've learned a lot on TikTok. We talk about that specifically. And while volume is very, very important, we're going to talk about contextual importance, right? You have to be able to understand what the context of every platform. You can't just put one piece of content out on every platform. Lady's leaving. Bye, lady. I've been seeing a lot more big name brands moving into Twitch. Just saw a streamer I watched frequently become a Reese's partner. Yep. All right, lady. Miss you. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Ninja really went from positively only to getting people banned for no reason because he thought they were stream sniping, yelling at kids. Look, Ninja's disappointing. He doesn't care what my opinion is. I wish he would change. But here's the other thing too, guys. We can't be hypercritical of people under the kinds of pressures like Ninja, people that become literally world famous because they live in an environment that are exposed to difficulties, challenges, toxicities, all the things that come along with fame that we don't recognize and see. All we see, plays into my point, is, oh, I'm so disappointed that Ninja doesn't give me what I wanted originally when I found him or why I liked him so much. Who cares? I mean, if he doesn't, move on to the person that does. What's disappointing in terms of building long-term brandability is that when you get away from what really grew you and made you famous, you risk a lot of opportunity because a lot of attention leaves as well. Ninja blows up, cashes out to Mixer. Mixer dies. Ninja starts dying in the gaming sphere, moves back to Twitch, blows up again, hacks it back to being a fraction of his peak. Yeah, I mean, it's what's up, Q? This is something I'm actually watching very, very closely, and we probably, it's not something we can talk about like in huge detail right now. It could be a full episode. Let's take the person Tyler Blevins out of the Ninja picture, right? Let's take his wife Jessica out of the picture, and let's just look at the situation and circumstances. That's what I pay attention to. Reverse engineer what took him from here to put him to here. Is he trying to get back over to here? What direction? I want to reverse engineer all of that. And some of the things are very easy to predict, but understand too that carrying the kind of weight of attention that he and others have, this is why most people are not cut out, guys, not cut out. Let me say it 1,000 times, to be in a position of fame. There's so many more things that are behind the scenes that don't bring all of the difficulties that come with fame, not the money, the fame that are unbearable for most people. So when you look at it, Tyler in 2019, or was it 2018, talked about how, he made $4 or $5 or $6 million, whatever it was that year before Mixer, and, was grinding 11 hours a day, 7 days a week on stream, doing all of that, and became very brand friendly. He was a pretty toxic player before Fortnite and all of that. And then he built a very solid brand, a household name on his family friendly Fortnite, had a young audience, and then things changed. He went to Mixer, took an opportunity he may or may not have believed in. Maybe it was a mistake. He just went for the money. I don't know what his reasoning was, but you can reverse engineer the results. And then Mixer collapsed. He comes back. He's not had the influence that he once had. But understand, too, he's made some changes. He's been grinding Valor, and he wants to be. I think if I were to say, I have no idea, but if I were to be able to ask Tyler a question, I would say, Tyler, do you feel like you were getting boxed in as being a kiddie game player and an audience that was made up of, 9 to 12-year-olds, and somehow you didn't like that, so you went back to being, using language or being more toxic, or decided Fortnite wasn't the game anymore, were you going back to more true to who you are? You felt like you were fake? I imagine there's some mix in there of that being more the reality than I just don't care about you guys, or And when you have enough money that you don't need money for the rest of your life, a lot of times, I'll tell you this too. Let me say something. This is wisdom. I want you guys to mark this. Okay? This is important. When you want to have success in gaming and esports, or in any industry, I heard this one time and I think it's 100% true. Money makes you more of who you are at the core. Money makes you more of who you are. If you're a selfish, nasty, not great person, money typically will bring more of that out in you. If you're a giving, caring, loving person, money will bring more of that out in you. I don't believe that money corrupts, and money and power corrupt completely. I think that they corrupt the people that have those attributes, and they can actually benefit people who have the other positive. A lot of people that have a lot of money that do wonderful things and are wonderful people. But understand that, look at your own character and know what money and fame and things will bring and how it may affect. Because it looks glamorous. I'm telling you, it's not as glamorous as you might think it is. I hate seeing people turn toxic, and I get there's stresses and pressure and environment. Listen, I'm disappointed. Don't get me wrong. I'm disappointed in Lupo. I'm disappointed in Tatman. I'm disappointed in Ninja. Those are three streamers I watched play together for a long time, and I spent a lot of time reverse engineering the synergy, what was happening, the positive, all the things that were going on, and they all changed. They all changed. It's disappointing. They don't have to. It's not disappointing. It's why? All it does is hurt you. It hurts your brand. It hurts your brandability. It hurts your attention. And it's the easiest thing to compete against. I can compete against vulgarity because I'll just be more vulgar. I can compete against toxicity. I'll just be more toxic. Streamers like Tfue. Where's Tfue gone? I don't see. I mean, I know he's still, but is Tfue brandable? No, he's not. Reese's isn't going to sponsor Tfue or, Chips Ahoy or, whatever. Guys, it's really important to understand that this is when you build your brand, because that's what we're talking about today, right? When you build your brand in esports and gaming and you work very hard on that, I'm going to tell you right now, it's very, very, very difficult to get out of that brand. Okay? I could give you an example like Lady Gaga. I don't know much about her. I watched the documentary on her. I know some of her music, but I'm not a pop music person. Lady Gaga was all about glam and bougie and fashion and all that. And then for a time, and in that one album not long ago, a couple of years ago, she went really kind of normal grunge, wearing jeans, not all the makeup. There was backlash. And now she's kind of moving back into it in some kind of transition. So it's very difficult to move out of your box of development. Imagine Dr. Disrespect coming up, not wearing his vest or his wig or his glasses or shaved his mustache off. Is he still Dr. Disrespect? Yeah, but he's built a brand that garners attention that now has changed, and it's very difficult to get. So you have a responsibility that if you are going to move away from it, how many bands do you feel like, oh, they were an amazing band, they put out an album that's completely different, you're like, oh, they suck. They suck. I'll never listen to them again. Why do they suck? They tried something different. Maybe there are, 50 people that want, or 50 million people that want to listen to the new style of music. It's very difficult to do, especially if it's a change like is going on with some of these top streamers we're talking about. Do you think A-list movie celebrities are making more than YouTubers still, or do you think YouTube is caught up? Heard some info on that topic. YouTubers are making tens of millions. There are a lot of very, very, very multimillionaire successful YouTubers. There's no question. I think that I don't. That's a really good question. I'd have to look at the data. I think that what's happening, however, is a lot of YouTubers that are not going to make the transition to the world of live streaming and more instantaneous feedback and less polished type of work are going to suffer massively in the next 10 years. Now, do they care if you've made $100 million on YouTube and you could live on that for the rest of your life? Do you care? No. But if you want to continue building a brand that maybe becomes $1 billion brand, there's going to be an evolution. And I see a lot of YouTubers not making that adjustment and transition very well. But that's a very interesting topic. On the information that not swearing or being explicit on their YouTube's videos, 4 times your CPM, making the rounds on Twitch. A lot of streamers I follow also make YouTube videos, have started censoring or editing or explicit content. Yeah, listen, guys, it's not, it's like no one needs a crystal ball to succeed in this industry. No one needs a genie in a bottle to come out and tell you what to do or make it happen. It's completely predictable. Let me ask you a question for some of you that remember when Tony Hawk was succeeding. What was nice about Tony Hawk? Why did he sign the first? You understand? Tony Hawk signed the first $1 million contract in skateboarding. Okay? At the time, that was a lot of money. It's still a lot of money. Because he was brandable in any environment. He was a nice guy, incredibly talented skater, and was family friendly. You could go buy your 6-year-old a Tony Hawk helmet. So do you think people that manufacture helmets for skateboarding wanted Tony Hawk's name on it? 100%. And Tony Hawk hasn't really changed. Now, I could look at someone like Shaun White. Shaun White, incredibly talented, gifted skater, snowboarder, right? We know all of that. But his brandability was a little more edgy. And did, would Shaun White go on to have this? I haven't followed Shaun White's career, so it's probably not safe for me to really talk about that. In an environment where brandability is becoming a major role in how you're going to succeed in gaming and esports, you have to be willing. If you want to be a small-time streamer or you want to have some career and you want to be toxic and vulgar and fine. Not in my world and not in the professional high-level world. You're not going to be allowed to sit at an esports arena post, competition and sit in front of a news crew and just throw out vulgarities or be vulgar or be toxic on stage. They're not going to tolerate it. There are too many people for the mass audience and the household name brandability that are out there that can take your place. Don't think you're that special. But again, it goes back to toxicity is just a way to get attention, right? Whoa, that person said that on stage. Oh my goodness, can't that person swore 25 times in a 12-second, TikTok or that is always beatable. It's easy. It's simple. It's easy to beat toxicity. It's easy to beat shock because you just have to be more toxic, more shock value. It's more difficult to not be that and build longevity because what we think is, holy smokes, because the news media and most social media is all about shocking clips that we can flip through. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of people building long-term, like we're going to do here, we are doing here, so many others, long-term lasting value to an audience. That's where the big brands are going to come in. That's where the sponsorships are going to, because again, you control attention, you have loyal attention. Maybe I should add that to the mix. Opportunity follows that loyal attention, and then of course money follows with that opportunity. Let's look at Bill Gates. Was a super shady person, did a lot of wrong things. I don't know that that's true or not, Doughboy. That's because I wasn't there. I know a lot of people say that. When he got all of his money, he really apologized, started giving back. I think he was, that's a whole nother topic because I've studied a lot about the back end of these people. What's up, Nexus? Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all the chat stuff. And if I'm not responding, guys, it's not because I don't see you. It's just because I'm trying to answer these questions. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, you can go in and tear into whether they were good or bad people, whether they've done good or bad, whether they continue, whatever. What's more important is try to look at it in the context of their perspective in their world. The pressures, that they're under, the decisions they make can be interpreted as being negative when in fact it may have been the best decision to make for the viability of the business, the product, or whatever. I'm telling you, in business and success, and if you have massive success or even partially massive success in any industry, but in this one as well, you're going to have to do things that are going to be interpreted as bad, toxic, wrong, or you screwed that person out of something when it really wasn't that. That was a perception that got kind of blown up. By the same token, are all these entrepreneurs and massively successful people all great people and do perfect things? Of course not. But we always have to give them the benefit of the doubt and put our lives in the context of that situation. I spent a year, actually more, probably more like 3, digging into the life, autobiographies, biographies of world and business leaders. I was reading a book a week. I was recording, and it's very different than what the perception is outside because we always have to understand the context, and that makes it very difficult. Going from swearing every other word suddenly working here in junior high and schools, well, it takes self-restraint, but I'm telling you, it's the long game valuable approach. It just is, guys. I've been really trying to work on the rage. I'm one of the most fiercely competitive people you will ever meet. I just, in my age and over the years of being a competitive athlete, have learned to control it from a maturity standpoint. I was never a toxic, vulgar person anyway growing up. It just wasn't my nature. But I am fiercely competitive, and my toxicity would be more in demoralizing you by my performance, and I would play mind games with you while I was competing. But I've matured, so I understand it, but it's worth it in the end. Days, okay, being smaller streamers, do you believe spending money on other marketing techniques or just focus on the page and work on the clips? Like I've thought about something as simple as making stickers with my logo on it and hand it out. Breeze, no, don't do it. Don't spend money. Don't spend money. I think right now there's so much. Why am I growing so quickly on TikTok? Because it's a very organic growth. Very few people are putting content out. If you're trying to grow on Facebook and use its paid advertising or paid reach tools, they're very powerful tools. But understand, let me answer that question this way, okay? It's about value. It's about value. Now, I hate Groupon. If you've ever used Groupon, I hate it, not because of what it does for the people that use it, but for the businesses that pay for it. And here's why. Restaurants love Groupon. Spas love Groupon. With the concept that I'm going to give one, buy one, get one. Here's my BOGO. You get a free meal if you do this with me. Hoping that they can get you in and you go, wow, this was an amazing restaurant. It was an amazing experience. That's not who goes there on those. The people that go and use those coupons are the ones that want the deal, and they don't often come back. They went there because it was cheap, first and foremost. If they had a great experience, bonus, but they're going to look for the next discount. What's more powerful? Buying people's attention with things by discounts and that kind of a thing, or having someone that goes out of the way to say, dude, you got to go check out Street Taco Eaters Street Talk show, or you got to go check out Bulldog stream, or you've got, right? Merch and marketing tools like that. Let the marketplace and your audience, like someone's, like Rye said in here, hey, the WOG hat that I talk about all the time, could you reproduce it? Because I would buy one. Now, that's money well spent, because if the audience in the marketplace is asking for this hat, now I know I have a product that will be consumed. Spending money in today's marketplace on advertising and marketing, depending on the business, but we're talking about gamers and streamers and esports and talent, is not the way to do it. It's not how this world works. What we want to see is, what value do you bring? How much attention are you getting? And if you're getting attention, I feel like I need to be there because, wow, there's a lot of attention there. You understand the difference? The days of buying, putting your name on pins and hats and different things and handing it out at trade shows is gone. It's dying. It doesn't work in this industry. What works is who's getting attention and why are they getting it, and is it of value enough that I'll keep coming back? So spend your money on things that help you produce content that does that. Upgrade your microphone. Get some shirts that you like to wear that you can have you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about buying people's attention, because we just don't do it. It's changed a lot. I thought of the recruiter route and started dropping cards. No, waste of time. Don't do it. Complete waste of time. Say less, no money being spent. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not spending any money on advertising. I'm not spending any money on Twitter ads or TikTok ads. I'm producing as much content as I can produce and much value, right? Very, very structured and detailed understandings of why I'm doing it, and that's why the success is coming. And let's be honest, guys, you wouldn't be here if you weren't getting something out of this. My intention with all of this is that what's in it for you is I want to do everything I can in the next 20 years to help you get to your esports and gaming objectives. Whatever they are. I want to make $20 a month, competing, or I want to be a multimillionaire, streamer, or I want to be a great broadcaster, producer, whatever. I want to help you get there. That's what's in it for me. That legacy of leaving behind a worldwide business, because Delta V have locations worldwide. We'll have a worldwide ecosystem of opportunities and engagement. We're starting our Discord community competitive tournament play on December 5th. I think we're starting. There are a lot of things that we're going to bring. We just have to do it in a way that we can get it right as well. So more about the content and value. That's what I use Groupon for, having worked in the food industry. Now, older high-end restaurants let the quality go down and try. Yeah. Groupon is, I could just go on and on and on about that whole. I fought in that industry for a long time. When I had a social media agency that ended up being an epic fail because it just wasn't the industry's changing so fast. The biggest thing is that people want to know, people buy you. Do you understand that? That's a principle. People buy you, not your product or service. There are a lot of streamers. There are a lot of talented players. There are a lot of great video producers or a lot of great broadcasters, but they buy you. And if you don't remember that, because if someone says, hey man, I do the best video editing in the world, and you need to use me as a video editor. Well, if I don't like you, guess what? I'm not, because I can call up, I can go on here and say, hey, I need 20 video editors that want to intern with our organization, and I'll get 50 that apply, right? It's about you. You have to make you stand out. And when you understand that, then you understand why it's so important to be true, to be authentic, and be valuable in the market. Street, I've been trying to start cleaning up language on streams, even though I cater to more adult. There's no such thing. Don't Bulldog. Listen, I love Bulldog. I found him on stream. This is an amazing young man. I think he's going to go really big places. Let me pause on something you're saying here. I cater to more of an adult audience. I'm an adult. I don't swear. Okay, once in a while. I'm not vulgar. When we classify something as an adult audience, what we're saying is I want to behave in a way that my mom wouldn't want me to behave in. And I'm going to label it as adult because we understand. There's nothing to understand about bad language, about being vulgar, about being toxic. There's nothing to understand other than stop. Stop. It's not good for your brand. It's not good for the brandability in the it's just not. It's not. I mean, Toyota's not going to come and sponsor you when you constantly just drop. How do they put you in ad if everyone's like, oh yeah, well he's great here, but man, I'm telling you, when he's on the Toyota commercial, he's not on the Toyota commercial, you know, he's like toxic and vulgar and terrible. Don't. There's no separation. You know, I tell people that are around, you know, that have been, you know, when I was coaching, when I was competing, all those things, say, listen, if you can't say it to my 6-year-old daughter, don't say it to me. I don't make the differentiation between this is an adult stream. I've seen Ninja. He was kind of good with it in the beginning. Like he goes into dark mode. Listen, guys, I'm going to be having an adult beverage. Okay, say what it is. You're going to have alcohol. You drink alcohol because it changes and alters your mood. You drink more alcohol because you like to get drunk and the way it makes you feel. It's very negative for society, but I understand that, you know, but don't put it in the context of, you know, be who you are and then be who you are all the time. All the time, right? Now, let me finish what you said because that's a really great question, Bulldog. I cater more to being said. I'm not changing who I am or my streams, but 100% agree with you what you're saying, especially for being brandable. That's all that it is, guys. That's all that it is. You want to be vulgar on your stream. You want to be toxic in your environment and whatever you are. You want to have your group of buddies and you just trash each other, you know, and it's fine. Do it. But don't complain that you're not growing or you're not finding financial opportunity because I want to be authentic to who I am. Come on. What's authentic about that? There's nothing authentic about that. It just shows your lack of discipline in the things that you can say and do. That's just my opinion. Sorry. What's up, Breeze? I'm glad you're here. Sorry, I'm not responding to a bunch of people. I just want to make sure I'm answering questions. Tang wants me to keep talking. I don't even know what time it is now. I'm having so much fun. It's 11:26. Just because it's not mainstream doesn't mean it's not a market, and you can't be. That's very true. Very true. I've definitely cut back on my cussing to start. Awesome, Filthy. I mean, you need to. You only need to if you're looking to be massively brandable. If you don't want, who cares? I don't agree. There is content that is designed and geared towards mature audiences. I don't like content that's too PG, just not me. Just because it's not mainstream doesn't mean it doesn't have a market and you can't be successful. Of course it doesn't mean you can't have a market and be successful. That's not what I'm saying at all. There's plenty. Look, there's lots of industries that I would never let my kids see, right? Please don't understand. And so when Tang makes that point, can you be successful in the adult entertainment industry? You can. But is Taco Bell going to, sponsor you? Can you make million? I mean, I'm talking about the gaming and esports industry and where the money's pouring in from and the opportunities that are here. Can you slice out adult industry kinds of things? Can you be, it's not up to me to disagree or agree with the way that you behave in private or in public. That's up to you. In my community, in my world of what we're going to do to build a worldwide brand, I do care. And I'm telling you, these are the reasons why it's important. Now, what you want to do outside of this world, this ecosystem that we're building, 100% fine, man. I don't judge you. I don't judge you for wanting to drink or, do drugs or wanting to be vulgar or whatever. That's up to you, man. What you do in your private life or what you do in your business life outside of this ecosystem, 100% fine. Can people find success in almost any industry, in almost any way? Obviously, it's just what I'm saying, what we're doing here, it doesn't work. When you say content, do you think gameplay highlights from your games or specific challenges, or neither or both? I definitely struggle with creating YouTube content. Don't do clips. Boring. Don't do clips of gameplay. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. But I've looked at a lot of people like Harris Heller, Devin Nash, other people. It's boring. We've seen so many headshots. We've seen so many, you can only see so many clips of the same. There are millions of people putting out clips. And that's cool. But in the end, who cares? Like, does it matter? I mean, you can do it. It's not that it's bad. It's just that no one – look at the engagement. Let me back up and say this. If you're putting out clips and you're getting tons of engagement, then keep doing it. And then watch what you can do in different kinds of clips. So I'm saying that in general right now, it's not getting big engagement for people unless you're a really big gamer. If you're a really big gamer, if you're Faker putting out clips of how you decimated a tower and its enemies, that's different. If you're trying to get traction by putting out clips and you're not doing something completely exceptional, then you just kind of don't rise above the cloud of people that are doing that, if that makes sense. I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with part of it because you can separate cussing being vulgar and being toxic. It all depends on the context of the words being used. I agree. I agree 100%. Toxic is different than vulgar. There are really nice people that swear like crazy. I'm just saying brandability, and in this industry right now, in the long term, in the long game, it's not going to be acceptable. It's not going to be acceptable in front of cameras. It's not. I mean, what you do, there are a lot of industry, a lot of companies that have built their brands on being family friendly or being mainstream. Being mainstream just means you have to be careful, right? But you don't have to choose that pathway. You can be as vulgar as you want and build a career out of that or whatever. I mean, please understand, guys, I'm not saying you should all change and, not swear ever again and never be taught. I mean, just be who you are, but understand its limits or its capacities and where it fits and where it doesn't fit. That's really what I'm saying. We're in this. This was Tang's idea. He wants me to keep going, and Riven's not here yet. For example, instead of saying F that guy, you could say, yeah, I mean, in the end, I agree. We can tone it down, but substitute words are we always know what the real meaning is. I mean, we get it. It's hard, guys. I don't want you to come away with this feeling like, well, Street's saying I can never say another swear word or I can never be taught. I'm saying if you want to be in the mainstream industry where the major success is going to exist, then just know you have to behave a certain way and provide a certain amount or a certain kind of content. If you don't want to be there, look, Tifu's made millions being as toxic and the way he is. If that's the way you want to go, just know that it's easy to beat. I can beat you in success 10 days out of 10 if you're being vulgar and toxic and I'm being positive and constructive. I promise it's the case. I can show you example in industry. I can show you where that's easy to beat because someone will just be more toxic. Someone will just be more vulgar. Someone will just be more shocking. That's easy. It's easy to do that. That's super easy. And that's why a lot of those kinds of things kind of, come and go. Adult industry is something else. It is. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make points. Rotary Medic with the Prime sub. Thank you very much, guys. I will get all of these. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But what about clips that are pure comedy and gaming? I think those are a lot more entertaining. Yeah, 100%. If you're doing just things that are super funny, especially, how many clips I watched of Tatman, Ninja, and Lupo doing things like, shooting two guys on a rocket or attaching to a gopher ball, 50. Yeah, there's stuff that's super funny. Yeah, 100%. If that's your kind of niche and you can carve out these really funny, hilarious clips, they are valuable and entertaining. What I'm saying is like, look, I just got 7 headshots in a row, or, that's cool. And maybe it gets traction for your brand, but just be aware that you'll put a lot of time and effort into that. And there's a lot of competition for that kind of stuff because there's always a better player. Make things that are very, very unique to your personality, your brand, what you're really trying. Just make sure it's calculated. Know why you're putting that content out. If you're putting it out just because you saw 10 other people do it and they got big traction, but okay, wait a minute, it was Pokimane and Mercs and, don't try to match what they're doing, because what they're doing works at a different level. You've got to work with what works for you and then build a brand around that kind of content. How man generates some new people in streaming. That's what we're talking about now. I'll put this video up on YouTube tomorrow. I didn't organize the as well as I wanted. What I was trying to say is that as well as language, we need to think about the context plus the words being used. Yes, 100%. As someone who curses a lot on stream, I can say the vulgar language used on appropriate context mean much more than the word it's... hold on a second. What do you say? As someone who curses a lot on stream, I can say that vulgar language used on appropriate context mean much more than the word itself. I mean, I know what you're saying there. You know, again, guys, let me be very clear. If you want to be however you want to be in vulgarity, we're kind of getting this narrowed down. It's irrelevant. Be true to your brand, but understand what the opportunities are or are not based on the brand you're building. That's the most important point. It's not about you trying to convince me that vulgarity is okay, or at times it's better, or I do a dark night stream to an adult audience. Listen, it's not my first rodeo, okay? What I'm saying is that Delta V Esports, StreetTalk Leader Nation, what I'm trying to do is we're building a worldwide international brand and ecosystem. And I know that we have to work within certain confines to accomplish the goals that we want, okay? Am I saying you can't succeed outside of those confines? Please, guys, that's not even 100%. You can. I'm just saying in the world that we're creating, the worldwide brand we're creating, it just doesn't fit for the speed at which we're going to grow, that we are growing, for the things that we're going to accomplish. You need to run, in 10 years, Delta V Esports, StreetTalk Leader Nation will be a $5 billion brand. In order to achieve that, it has to be a very calculated approach to getting there. What you do individually in your own brand is not the point. Understand that if you take that pathway, reverse engineer others that are on that pathway, what they've done, and make sure that you take advantage of the things that they've learned along the way so that you can succeed massively. All right, Nexus, get your homework done. Gary V wins the cussing success battle. But understand there's two... Yes, I'm a huge Gary V fan. I don't like his language, but I consume almost all of his stuff. Gary V is self-aware. He's a Jersey boy. That's how he grew up. That's how he is. But understand something significant. There are environments where he's not allowed to curse. And he knows it, and he doesn't. That's all I'm saying. So he signs a $200,000 or $500,000 speaking engagement, and they say, listen, our audience, we can't have that kind of language. Can you not? And he doesn't. He's respectful. So do you see the difference? Now, he can be in his brand, in his world, in VaynerMedia, and all the things that he does, and Wine Library, and all of that. In his world, he can be who he wants, exactly the way he wants. But he's respectful of industries that are not built on that, and he modifies his behavior to be a value asset in that environment. You guys got to understand that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Small streamer, I've been streaming on and off for the concert about a year. Just got serious empathy, trying the community, super slow process. That's what you go back and watch this whole video, right? It's going to be a long video. It's going to be a 2-hour video. You can watch parts of it. That's exactly Rotary Medic, what we're talking about, building your brand so that you can build. And we'll talk specifically about streaming coming up. Yes, and if you're looking to control a very narrow, I mean, let's move off the cursing and kind of, we know that it's just where you play your game. It's just where you build your opportunity, the environment that it's in. Be respectful of that environment and make sure that you're true to that environment. Some people just become vulgar and toxic because they think that's the way to win. And that was the point I started in the beginning. It's not. It's a way to get attention, but someone can always beat you very easily there. As heads up, boss, I think your Discord invite link is expired. Again? I have changed the Discord links like 6 times. Which Discord links are not working? Tang, did we do something? Did we break them? Ribbon,
I have a surprise for you when you get here.
Yeah, today's the last day of zombies. We're not going to miss it. Better get here. I am not... I even cleared out a number of servers to join. It says the link is invalid. Yeah, that's really, I don't know. Tang, we'll have to get on that and see. Let me make sure I'm getting to the questions. I want to see. I'll catch up. Haven't already. Hold on. You guys are doing other conversations. Let me get down to. I think with how many questions we have and the info you have, should consider taking Street Talk to 2 hours. I guess we're probably going to have to do that. It's probably going to have to be a 2-hour show. I'm okay with that. If you guys want that, again, I'm responsive to the marketplace. If you guys want a 2-hour show, I'll do a 2-hour show every day. We'll do it. Question. I've seen some streamers quitting jobs and trying to go full-time a little too soon, in my opinion. Do you have advice on when to take the leap, full-time streaming? Hate to see people struggling because that's a valid question. Guys, you have to pay your bills. Whatever you do, if you want to become a full-time streamer and you leave your full-time job, just make sure you have a method, whether part-time employment or whatever. Don't make a change until you know you can pay your bills. If your stream is blowing up and you're seeing that kind of growth, and you can see that, okay, I can pay my bills, but maybe I get a part-time gig and I work 10 hours a week or whatever. If you think you can, let me make, that's a really good point. It's going to take twice as long and cost twice as much to get to where you want to be successful in any industry. Entrepreneur, streamer, whatever it is. So jumping into it, I've been doing this full time. I've been doing this full time for 7 months, since mid-March when I started, when COVID hit. And I'm still, although I'm incredibly excited and grateful to all of you for the success we're having, I'm still in 7 months not anywhere near a full-time living with this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen very quickly, but look at how much time it's taken. So please be very careful. Taco so far. I know. I'm really far behind. I'm going to start moving. Here's a different topic for you, boss. Many people have high hopes breaking esports as players, but do you have any tips on those looking to break into the backside of the industry, such as caters? I do. Casters, and yeah, I do. And we're going to talk about that individually and those kinds of things coming up. It's a great question. We won't get into it today, but we will. Just trying to get to my beauty level. Oh, days. That's right. Street, I'm going to grab some lunch, my friend. I appreciate it, Bulldog. You're a man. Go give Bulldog some love. You're the man. Hey, later in the year 2021, my friends and I would love to check out your gaming center. It's a little more than that, Grim, but yeah. What's the website I can look to get your work email and set up an appointment later on? DeltaVesports.com. DeltaVesports.com. I think the link, you can actually put it on the website. I think there's a command. Don't forget to factor in your taxes, 100%. That's, cost of living is what it is. Loved your stream yesterday. Wish you could have been more active in it. Ribbon's the man. We love Ribbon. Okay, I think we've caught up. I think I've caught up in chat. I don't think I'm behind anymore. So if we take this 2 hours, we've got about another 19 minutes or so. On this specifically, this topic of building your brand in the world of gaming and esports is a broad category, and we'll get into very specific categories in the near, as in upcoming episodes. What other questions do you have that we've not answered you'd like to delve into a little more? You have to eat. It's true. You got to pay taxes. You're going to die. All of us are going to die. I'm going to die in 51 more years. I'm only living 51 more years. Is Delta V looking for competitive player streamers? I'm looking for a niche that I'd communicate with someone. Delta V is a process of we've been adjusting since COVID hit because we can't open the facility or future facilities to the public until we get through all of this. If you're interested in opportunities as a player, as a streamer, or being engaged, make sure you reach out to Tang, and he can get you. There's an application. We're looking for people that want, so we have our tournament play coming up starting December 5th within the Discord community. Make sure you're in Discord. We have opportunities for people. We'll get back to, I was testing the Stream Team Official as a way for streamers to be engaged. I didn't think we were bringing enough value in what we could do that path. That's being readjusted and looked at. Well, technically you can live the rest of your life without eating. How would you do that? Like drinking shakes? I mean, you got to consume something. Unless you run around with an IV, it'd be kind of a terrible life. You would die, but it'd be the rest. Okay, that's true. That's true. That would be. You could stop eating. That would be the rest of your life. Oh my goodness, that's good. It is the last day of zombies. Riven, when are you going to be here? Listen, what time is it? It's almost noon, Riven. Where are you? We got to get busy. Yeah, guys, keep blowing up the Discord. We the more that we do in Discord, the more opportunities, the more things we'll be able to do for you as a community. We're about to reach partner, so the more active you are, lady, I thought your phone was dying. Just posted Streets Discord until we get the DV back up. Yeah, the Delta V Discord and all that will be coming back soon. Need to knock out some billing at work. Oh, you're on your PC now. Duh, lady. Go give Lady Silese some love. She's awesome. Wait, lady, are you telling me I'm not a true friend anymore? Just Riven is? Guys, any other specific questions? Any things that, and don't be afraid to ask. You know, one thing I've always told people, there aren't any dumb questions or bad questions. There are really dumb answers and really bad answers. But any question. I've always been the truest friend. Riven plays League with, he does. Riven's awesome. I'm calling you Grandpa Dr. Disrespect. I don't know if I like that. I have one last question of me. Absolutely. Ask away. Hopefully it'll be a good question. I mean, I just said there are no good or bad questions. Hopefully it'll be a question that'd be fun to answer. I played League with Riven once, by the way. I played League with Riven. Guys, I'll try to have if you want me to be if you want these shows to go on for 2 hours, I'll do them for 2 hours. I'll prepare more content specific to that, you know, what we're going to talk about. If you guys are engaged for 2 hours at a time, I'll do it. Riven, just get here. Stop, don't worry about it.
Just get here now.
I just saw your Amazon blacksmith thing. It's really blacksmith. Yeah, guys, that's a whole nother. What's up, Creeley? Matter of fact, I just got a notification from Amazon about some money they have for me or something. I don't know. If you guys aren't using, this is more streamer specific, but since he brought it up, because I think Onicast is going to ask a question. Amazon Blacksmith is one of more than 30 ways to make money on stream, guys. You have to be very calculated in all your efforts. Blacksmith just allows you for things that you use to have put up on your Twitch page, and if people click the link, you make a 3 to 5% commission if they go there and pay for it. Okay, here's the question. Esports nowadays is often categorized by very specific games or genres. Do you personally feel there is a market or enough support for the less known games, aka games like League versus games like MK11? So I think that's a good question, and we'll talk specifically about esports in another episode. But let me answer it very vaguely right now. You have to look at the sense of competition in an environment like sports entertainment is in the competitive arena. Because remember, we started off this whole thing saying that you have to understand that gaming and esports, or is an entertainment industry. You have to have games that are easy for the audience to understand, that are highly competitive and can be replicated in a competitive environment over and over and over again. What do I mean by that? I recently said that Valorant is going to be one of the biggest esports games in the world within 3 years. Why? So let's break it down. One, unlike Overwatch, which I think is an amazing game, for a general audience to become mainstream, for esports to grow as a competitive like, for example, there are plenty of people that love watching baseball, but they don't understand the intricacies of baseball, but they understand enough where they can kind of get it, right? Someone throws a ball, someone hits it, they try to run around the bases, okay? When you watch Overwatch, an amazing, super fun game, very competitive game, very high-level competitive game, it's a little more difficult for the audience because unless you understand the niche people that play the game and understand the details are incredibly entertained. But the average person that doesn't get it looks at it with huge masses of color and flash and confusion. It's really hard for the audience to understand. A game like Valorant is very easy to understand. A game like Rocket League, very easy for the layperson that's not heavily involved in esports to understand. That's valuable to the competitive entertainment industry, sports entertainment industry. That's very attractive because I don't just want Overwatch players coming to my events or paying for tickets or paying to watch. I want everyone. I want moms and dads and uncles and aunts because their son plays or daughter plays or whatever. Overwatch is always going to be a very competitive game. Other games, so you have specific games, things like League of Legends, and CSGO, Valorant is Rocket League. The other games still have a massive role to play with the opportunities in those games, but esports is going to be very refined. It's going to get to be games that are easy for a lay audience to understand, that are very predictable. It requires an increasingly high level of skill in a very specific, for example, wide receivers are wide receivers. Pitchers are pitchers, right? And they have very specific roles to play. So that's why I think Rocket League is going to absolutely 100% re-blow up again. One, because every esports team in high school or college can play it. It's going to be, it'll be at the Olympics eventually, be one of the first ones because it's very easy. It's very friendly. There's no shooting. So other games are just going to struggle. I think that there will be others that come up, but we understand what makes a good competitive environment, and games that are going to be succeeding as esports brands, as esports, which is competitive, are going to be, it's going to be a genre that's going to be very specific. So other games try to break in are going to be very difficult. It's going to be a very difficult task. You respect my opinion? Oh, Tang. Overwatch is a garbage game. Overwatch is not a garbage game. There are no, let me be clear about, there are no garbage games. Okay? There are garbage people that play these games and make it a garbage experience. Maybe I shouldn't be that strong. But there are a lot. Overwatch is a super fun game to play, but the community, and that's what we're trying to change in the world. That's what we're trying to address. The communities and people, not the communities as a whole. There are people that make it garbage and make it. That's what we got to change. There are so many great games, and a game is great if you love it. Period. It doesn't make it. Does it make it marketable and make it something that can be mainstream and make billions of dollars? I mean, people hate Fortnite, but Fortnite's done more for the gaming industry than almost any other game platform in general, okay? I mean, with the attention it's brought, with the things, look at professional soccer, football, baseball, Marshmallow, entertainers, Marvel. Look at the things that it's done and bringing awareness. It's very valuable, but a lot of people hate the game. Don't hate the game. Hate the people that ruin the game experience. That's probably more important. I've heard a lot of new streamers. A question I've heard from a lot of new streamers is having a face cam important? That might help some people. I think that right now, I think it's important to have, to have no cam versus a face cam, 110 billion million %. Yes. Because again, people buy you. They don't buy I can watch anyone play a game. I buy you. I buy the way you engage with the audience. I buy the way that you engage the game. I want to see how you look. I know, and it doesn't matter if you're fat, skinny, short. None of that matters. Beautiful, whatever. What matters is there are people that are going to respect and like and want to see you. It makes it hard. I understand why people don't, because very few people, if you say I can't afford it, I think it's more that people are uncomfortable being in front of the camera. And I get it. The Japanese government the other year recognized League of Legends and Rocket League as their only two officially supported titles. Again, League of Legends, Rocket League, highly competitive games, and in those markets, they're very, very huge. What about Trash Collector Simulator? That's literally okay. Yes. All right, you got me there. Are the sunlight glasses a blue filter? They are. Yes, they are. They are blue filter. That's why I wear them. But my headphones end up pressing on them on the side of my head, and they end up hurting after a while. I have to take them off. The hat, a fitted new era. If so, those are super rare. I'm not sure what that means. people watch you just for your rage. Some people do. There's that kid out there that smashes keyboards all the time. I don't remember his name, that streamer. If people listen, you can rage if that's your brand and be successful. You can. It's just harder to compete in, and you eliminate yourself out of the mainstream opportunities. If you don't care about that, do it. I wouldn't do it. I mean, it's just not me. I think it doesn't. There's one thing here too, guys, and I'm not going to get. This will be more when we talk about esports and player development. There is a measurable, quantifiable. Again, I'm a math guy. I want to see. I like math measures. Math proves. There's a measurable, quantifiable result in toxicity against performance. I've had so many people that I've competed against over the years that have gotten angry, who would have beaten me if they stayed calm, and I crushed them. I beat them. I've seen people, I've had players personally already come in here that have worked with us, and we've said, be positive, don't be toxic, and next thing you know, they're playing the best games they've played. I'm telling you, it's measurable if you're looking to be a high-level player, or if you're looking to be, right? And so that aspect of, now, if your brand is smashing keyboards or raging and throwing things and whatnot, yeah, people will watch that. People watch Jerry Springer or these, they'll watch it, and you could be successful. Not saying you can't. Got to bounce for a little while. My headphones are dying. I'll be back. Awesome. I'm glad you're liking them. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you so much for all you do in the community. New Era Fitted are like on-field MLB hats, but they have cultural ones too, like Nintendo. Oh, I don't know. I got this hat at Walmart. I don't know specifically about that. Okay, so we got about 5 minutes left, unless you guys really want me to go on. I am waiting for Riven to get here. This is the last day of Zombie Royale in what's up, Wolf Syndicate? In Warzone. So this is our last day. Coming from the professional esports community as a player, the toxicity is at an all-time high. Need more channels to promote positive vibes. Yes, I agree. And if you're coming from that environment, then you've seen it, firsthand. The reason is, let me speak to that really quickly, because it does tie into to building your brand, and maybe it's a good point to kind of wrap up on. But I think they removed the jump scare Halloween crates, but zombies still there. Well, good, because the guys I play with don't like those crates. What's happening in esports, just in my opinion, what I'm observing, gaming has been a free-for-all. Right? We've been playing games, since 1978. There's been no, I don't like to use the word regulation. I don't want to use that word. But there's been no controls or guidelines or boundaries set in playing. So people have been able to rage in private or be toxic or whatever. And what's happened is, as esports began to develop, people coming out of those environments, like I play at home and I'm a really, really, really amazing player, but I never was taught to not be toxic or whatever, come into the environment and they bring that with them. They bring it with them. What's changing now is it's not going to be acceptable or okay anymore. And the standards are being developed by people like us and our organization, streams like mine, and there are many doing great things that are going to change that expectation and that we're going to help people from the very beginning understand that there's a certain behavior expectation if you want to be in here, and the industry is going to demand it, guys. If you think the industry is going to tolerate what's been going on, take a look at what's happening with the DMCA stuff right now. I understand Nick Merckx wants to thumb his nose at the DMCA and doesn't think he'll be sued or be challenged. He's wrong. He's wrong. I know that, it's a sad thing knowing that, Tatman and others deleted, years of content, but they will be sued. Why? Because you broke the law. Like it or not, agree with it or not, you used people's copyrighted, and I'm not saying that they did it purposefully, or I'm just saying that it's come down to people are paying attention to this industry in every way. From the good side of people looking for people they can make mainstream brand opportunities with, and they can have sponsorships and deals, to people that in the legal industry are saying, hey, you've gotten away with a lot of stuff for a long time. It's not happening anymore. So that kind of attention, this is why the industry is demanding change. It's not, no one's coming out saying, don't come on stage and swear, or what they're saying is we have to be aware and professional. We have to elevate the game. No pun intended. We have to elevate our behavior because there's more at stake now. There's more money, there's more risk, there's more liability, there's more opportunity. That's what's requiring and forcing the change. And if you don't see that, you're going to be in big trouble. I continue to see it. I'm glad I found your TikTok. Please skip the good vibes. I'm happy to help. Love it. Get into Discord, Met, and share with us any. I'd love to hear your experience in the high end competitive esports world, and love to get your insight. Share. DM me if you have some specific information. I'd love to see it. Trying to get family on board with my dream to pursue. Listen, that's a whole nother. What's up, Space Monkey? That's a whole nother issue as well. That's a tough one. I did. It's funny because I did a video. I think I put it on TikTok. I don't remember. I actually created a formula for success because someone asked me in stream, how many hours is too many hours to play video games? And I actually came up with a formula that you can actually get your family on board. You can succeed with other things in your life while you're developing opportunity. And it's legitimate. Again, I'm a math guy. Understand that people in my generation hate gaming in general. Waste of time, family conflicts, battles, take the trash out, do your homework, right? In general, my generation hates it, but who cares? My generation is going to be gone in 20 years, except for me. I'm going to be around another 51. I have parents that were good friends of mine that came in, brought their kids in. I have someone else coming in, aren't big gamers themselves. Now, these are younger parents coming in this week with young kids. They want to get into this environment, gaming and esports, because they see the opportunity and they want to learn from me. They're bringing their kids in, right? That's the kind of difference in parents and the difference in things. It's a generational thing. It's a cultural thing. I made a comment in your Discord a little bit ago in general chat. I love to have conversation with you. I regularly play with and talk to some of the biggest guys on this platform. We have these talks almost daily. We'd love to hear your opinions. Yeah, I think you can understand. I don't have any hesitation in sharing my opinions. And I'd love to get your feedback as well. I'm glad you're here. I'd love to kind of know what's going on from that side of it. Guys, let me use the restroom really quick. It's 12 o'clock now. I can officially wrap this up and start warming up for some gameplay. Or do you guys, do we really want to go beyond 2 hours? 2 hours is a long time. Think about it real quick while I go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Someone's got some food in the building that smells delicious. All right. Deadlander. All right, listen, let's thank you guys for all the new follows and new subs. Let me do this really quick. You are in the right place at the right time because
we're doing the right thing.
So glad you guys are here. Awesome. I did DM you on Discord about opportunities to see what it's like to be in the industry. Excited one day we'll get more detail about. I'm also having regular doc appointments, no surgery, trying chiropractic therapy. So outside would love to have distract me from the outside world. You have to think. You're right, Wolf. I know you're going through this back and surgery issue. Man, I hope you get this resolved very, very quickly. Guys, thank you so much. This is super fun. If we want this to be 2 hours, I'll make them 2 hours. We'll try that the rest of this week. See how that goes. And get plugged into Discord. Make sure that you're there because we have a lot coming up. We have a lot going on. We're about to get to the partner level on Discord. If you guys will keep blowing up Discord, keep communicating in Discord, there will be a lot of stuff, a lot more stuff that we can do. And once we make partner, you're actually going to play a role in helping Tang get a partner hoodie. I think he mentioned to me we get a hoodie and he wants it. So yeah, guys. We want, because that just means more things we can do. So make sure you're in there. Make sure you're chatting it up. Make sure you're sharing messages, all the things that are important to do in Discord, and we'll keep pouring more and more stuff in there. We do have applications in there for people that want to volunteer/intern in time to develop for tools that we need in the back end with mods and whatnot, with the opportunity for those when we can't afford to do it to have paid positions and turn those in based on the work that we see that you do and put in. So once we get Discord a partner, the server invite will be sweet. Sweet. Love it. Savannah, I need to follow you on TikTok. Been lurking this morning. Thanks for the valuable info. You're very great. You're very welcome. I'm happy. This is what I'm doing, guys. This is what we're doing. This is why I'm doing this. I want to share everything of 35 years in competitive athletics and in business, the business world, and everything I've learned and all the stuff that I'm doing and pouring in here to help myself succeed. It's only so that I can help you guys succeed massively, quickly, to whatever level that is. Massive for you may make $100 a month or have a dream opportunity to be a broadcaster or be a famous multimillionaire in this industry. I want to help you get there as fast as I can. And yes, it's you guys. You guys are the ones. You're the ones that are making this happen. It's a privilege. It's a privilege for me to be here with you. It's a privilege to have people sub, view, follow, gift subs. I mean, guys, come on. It's amazing. It's amazing. Just know that we're all working very hard to make it very valuable to you. It's all about you guys. It's 100% making sure we produce value to you so that you'll stick around.